What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to our super exciting Liverpool transfer news video, and we will talk about Cody Gakpo because Liverpool want to sign him according to various newspapers, and Cody Gakpo himself said that it would be an honor to play for Liverpool, and also the PSV Eindhoven sporting director has spoken about Liverpool and Cody Gakpo potentially going to Liverpool. And Gakpo, who already has lit up the World Cup, he scored an absolute banger against Ecuador, but the Netherlands were actually lucky to get the draw out of that game because Ecuador played brilliantly, especially since like the 40th minute. They were a better team actually, but Cody Gakpo has 13 goals and 17 assists in 23 games this season for PSV Eindhoven, and he actually told the Dutch newspaper that I think at the end of the season I will be ready to take that next step. I feel like I was already that way at the beginning of this season, and after this season I'm even more ready to take the next step and sign somewhere. And he asked about his dream club. PSV was always my dream club. I don't really have one for the rest, but when he was pressed on what kind of club he would love to join, he said Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, Man City and Liverpool. It would be an honor to play for any of these clubs, but I always have to see what kind of team I can best achieve my goals. And I think in the January transfer window, Cody Gakpo will move because his hype and his stock will be so high that PSV, if they are smart, and they are, then they will sell Cody Gakpo in the January transfer window because after the World Cup, this is where Cody Gakpo's stock will be sky high. A lot of clubs will be interested for him, and Liverpool need to make a move early because Man United, now that Cristiano Ronaldo is a free agent and he was released by Man United or kicked out, whatever way you want to put it, they will be in for a striker, and Man United were linked with Cody Gakpo in the summer as well. And according to Marco Timmer at Voetbal International, which is basically Football International in Dutch, Gakpo is on the radars of some of the elite clubs like Liverpool as well. Gakpo is a product of the PSV Eindhoven academy system, and he's been dominating Dutch football over the last couple of seasons. He scored 21 goals and set up 15 assists last season, and this season he has been involved already in 30 goals in all competitions for PSV Eindhoven, 13 goals and 17 assists, which is absolutely brilliant. What a season Cody Gakpo is having, and including the World Cup and every single game that he played. In 31 games he has 17 goals and 18 assists, which is really impressive for a 23-year-old winger. And he's not only fast and extremely skillful, but he's pretty strong, well built, and he's pretty tall. He's 189 centimeters tall. That's pretty much my height. I'm 190 centimeters tall, and I think Cody Gakpo, if he builds even more muscle on his body, then he will be an absolutely brilliant player. And I think he's well suited to the Premier League because he's fast, he's skillful, he's strong, and he can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass, he can do a bit of everything. And last season, in just 24 matches, he scored 13 goals and got 17 assists, which is basically 30 goal contributions in 24 games last season. That is absolutely out of this world. And you might ask, where does Cody Gakpo play most of the time? Well, what is his preferred position? He's mostly deployed as a left winger, but he can play on the right wing, of course, and as a center forward. His current market value is around 45 million euros. I think after the World Cup he could go for around 50 million euros, sorry, 50 euros. I wish we could get him for that. So Liverpool could be paying around 40-45 million pounds for him, and he's entering the best years of his career. 23 years old. This is the same age when we signed Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota. This is the perfect age to sign an attacking player because you can get the best 5, 6, 7 years of their career at Liverpool, and then you can sell them on, or if they do amazing, then you can let them retire at Liverpool. And the PSV Eindhoven's sporting director Marcel Brands has also spoken to Dutch newspapers, and he has given his good wishes for Cody Gakpo to go to Liverpool, stating that it would be a good place for Cody Gakpo in the next stage of his career. Would they be a good place to send Cody Gakpo, Liverpool? Yes, definitely. That's what he said. And also ESPN has talked to PSV Eindhoven's director, and Dutch president Hans Krey has said that he has spoken to Pep Yinders and it's absolutely convinced that Liverpool will move for Cody Gakpo. Yinders is said to have said Gakpo is the missing link at Liverpool, and I think Liverpool, with the Jota and Luis Diaz injury, we need another player in the forward line. Bobby Firmino's contract is up at the end of the season, so at the moment it looks like Liverpool will extend Bobby Firmino's contract, but that's not certain. And FSG need to back Jurgen Klopp in the transfer market, and I know we mostly need a midfielder in the January transfer window, but signing Cody Gakpo when he's available with this kind of talent, with this kind of skill set, with the numbers that he's putting up, and you can see for yourself in the World Cup how good he is. He scored in the opening game for the Netherlands, and he scored again against Ecuador, and Ecuador haven't conceded in a long time. And if you can watch that goal of Cody Gakpo, it's an absolute rocket, a pile driver into the back of the net with his thunderous left foot. That goal reminded me of Jonan Riise and his left foot, because it was like the ball was shot out of a cannon. It was going with such velocity, so much pace, that the goalkeeper just didn't have time to react. Before he could dive, the ball was already past him into the back of the net. It almost burst the net. It actually rebounded back after hitting the net, which is such a satisfying, spectacle, and I love goals like that. So Cody Gakpo, I'm already a big fan of him, and I was a big fan of him even before doing my research on him. He's a brilliant player, and I think he would do very well at Liverpool. But of course, a lot of clubs are interested in him. So as I said, Liverpool need to move early. And out of the clubs that are linked with Cody Gakpo, I think Man United probably need him the most. But Man United are in transition. Liverpool, you could argue maybe Liverpool are in transition as well, but we are a lot more stable as a club than Manchester United has been in the last 4 or 5 years. Real Madrid, would Cody Gakpo play ahead of Vinicius Junior? I would argue not so much. Barcelona, they already have a lot of attacking players. They signed a lot of players in the summer. I don't think they have the money to sign Cody Gakpo after they went out of the Champions League. Bayern Munich don't need him, definitely. Man City don't need him either. So I would think it will be between Man United and Liverpool who signs Cody Gakpo, and I really hope it will be Liverpool, because he's a brilliant player and I would love to see him at Liverpool. Fabrizio Romano also said that Cody Gakpo is the player to watch, and for 2023 on the transfer market he's going to be a hot property. He has now scored or assisted 33 goals in all competitions this season. PSV Eindhoven want around 50 million euros for Cody Gakpo, just as I predicted even before seeing Fabrizio Romano's tweet. That's what his market value is. So if you are paying 50 million euros, that's around 40 million pounds. I think that's actually a good price, a fair price for Cody Gakpo. And even though Liverpool didn't start the season too well, I think Cody Gakpo would love to play for Liverpool. We are still one of the biggest clubs in the world. We are one of the most attractive clubs in the world. We have Jurgen Klopp as our manager. We have a world-class team, a world-class squad, and we have been on an upward trajectory before the break, before the World Cup break. So I think Cody Gakpo would love to play for Liverpool, and he has been at PSV Eindhoven all his life, but I think he's ready to take the next step. And we already talked about his statistics last season and also this season. Last season's statistics wasn't accurate, even though a transfer market usually is accurate, but on Wikipedia it says that last season Cody Gakpo didn't score 13 goals, but he scored 21 goals in 47 games, and that's absolutely brilliant. I think I read this season's statistic for you guys, the 13 goals and 17 assists, and not last season's statistics. So let's actually check out how many goals Cody Gakpo got last season. season and how many assists. I think the 21 goal should be right. So let's check out how many assists he had last season. So last season, in 47 games, he scored 21 goals and got 15 assists as well. So I apologize, I said it wrong that last season he only played 24 games. Of course, that was this season's statistics. So last season, 47 games, 21 goals, 15 assists. So that's 36 goal contributions in 47 games. That's absolutely brilliant. I know you can say it's only the Dutch league, but you have to start somewhere, and he has been absolutely terrific in the World Cup and in the last 2 years for PSV Eindhoven as well. So come on, Liverpool, sign him up. That's what I will say. And let me say it again, that PSV's sporting director has said that Liverpool is a club that is always very focused. Sometimes they get players that they identify for the next season in November. Would they be a good partner to send Cody Gakpo to in the summer? Yes, definitely, that's right. Gakpo himself could find himself choosing between Man United and Liverpool. He said, I was close to leaving last summer. I spoke to Erik ten Hag a few times at Man United. In the end, the deal didn't go through, and which was a shame for me and my development, and because Man United is one of the biggest clubs in the world, but also for PSV, because to transfer a player to Man United is a good thing for PSV Eindhoven. In the end, Man United decided to sign Ajax winger Antony, and they massively overpaid for Antony. You could argue Gakpo for 40 million or 50 million euros would have been a much better value than Antony. He said it ended about a week before the end of the transfer window, and in that week I had to decide if I go to Leeds or Southampton. In the end I stayed, but it was a stressful period. And I think Cody Gakpo made a good decision to stay at PSV, because he's playing European football there. PSV are playing in the Europa League, I think. Cody Gakpo already scored a few goals for them as well in Europe, and of course he's playing every week in the Eredivisie. Him having a World Cup now, he is under the spotlight. All the big clubs will be looking to sign him, but I think a lot of Dutch players, grow up watching the Premier League. The Premier League is huge in the Netherlands, and you can see already a lot of Dutch players played for Liverpool or play for Liverpool right now. Virgil van Dijk, the Dutch captain, hopefully he can talk to Cody Gakpo and convince him to go to Liverpool, but I don't think there needs to be a lot of convincing. Liverpool just need to put the money on the table for PSV Eindhoven to let Cody Gakpo leave, and Cody Gakpo would love to play for either Liverpool or Man United. So come on, Liverpool, please get him. I really want to see him in a Liverpool shirt. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm now off to watch the rest of the World Cup action, and hopefully I can do another video maybe later today or early tomorrow as well. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.